Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Dose. Today on the channel, we are going to be covering the very pretentious, sometimes confusing, utterly frustrating awakening event. Now, it isn't really an event, it's just something that happens after you reach level 120 on the game. So, this is probably for those that are classified as late game-ish players. Now, what I would say is it's not very forthcoming with information. It sort of just pops up on the screen and then it gives you this little index to go here, and then you're like, hold on a second. Why is my bar at 120 and I can't go to 121? Well, that's probably because you need to actually check out what it says. Now, this is like a screen full of information, and it can be like, you immediately just want to hit the awakening button to unlock awakening and then go and do your missions, right? And I guess it's good that it lands on the protagonist, i.e. your main character's page, because if you do it this way, well, realistically speaking, you're not going to do anything wrong. But like PB does with most things, he decides that he wants to awaken other heroes first, and of course, that sort of leads us in a little bit of a pickle. Now, the reason being, and the one that I would say, frustratingly speaking, it doesn't actually disclose to you that you in fact have to do the protagonist first in order to. So if the screen doesn't want to go left to right, this part here, oh man, come on game, left to right, let's behave ourselves. This one right here it needs to be upgraded first. The reason being is your character cannot progress past 160. So being the main protagonist and your levels are scaled off your main protagonist, which I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that before, but yes, that's the truth. Your level cap raises with your main protagonist's level. So essentially, if you do not do this lady or gentleman or they or them first, you will be fucked. So when I say that, that's a bit of comical, right? You technically aren't, but it's going to set your progress back a little bit. And we'll get into the reasons why behind that. But in a nutshell, you got to do missions. So 3 missions, they're pretty random. I mean, some of them are just like, why would you even want to do that? But hey, look, the game's going to make you do it. It is a thing. One thing to notice though is that the Warrior Trials mission, and you can check these on all of your characters that you are looking to awaken, all of those ones are frustrating because there's a guaranteed 2 days unless you're at, I think, around maybe 8 to 900 stars. You might be able to smash them out in 1 day. Maybe you might even have to be a little higher than 800 stars. I'd say you probably have to be closer to 900 stars before you can get 220 a day. And for most people, they're not at that level. So you kind of have to figure out which other heroes have that. So in my situation here, which will be different to you. So to get the target tablets, basically Lubu needed to do those. So he needed to do trial smashes 220 times. And old mate Motochika also needed to do the trial smashes 220 times. Thank fuck it's only 3 of my characters and not all of them, or I probably would just be, you know what, it's fine. It's fine. We're not awakening anyone else. We're just going to be a fucking noob for the rest of the game. But in terms of that, in all honesty, they just string it out. And it will get very annoying because if you're like me and you pay enough, you expect to be able to do it day one. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So another thing to notice and point out is it seems like it's a good deal, but you got to remember some of these tasks can only be done over 2 days. So play Hero Battle 5 times. I did test this out in my own way. I'm not going to reactivate to show you guys just yet. But essentially speaking, your player hero battle is your daily missions, which kind of brings me into the next tip. If you unlock level 120, or if you're close to locking level 120 and you have the stamina pills and it's reset, I would recommend, obviously trying to do the 120 first before you touch emissions. And the reason being is the maximum hero battles you can get per day is 3 times. So again, you're fucked. You need to do it over 2 days. Intercepts do not count. I've already tested that theory out. The only exception to any of these that I have found yet, I will say yet, because there's always going to be some other exceptions. But for my character Dao Chan, so when she needed to do her Star Dagger, I don't think it'll ever show you the missions again, unfortunately. But basically, for her one, she needed to do Beast Realm 4 times. Now, I managed to get that on an X server day, and the X server attempts are included. So you can, in fact, do if you do get lucky and you get ones that can do the Beast Realms, you can, of course. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's lucky or not lucky, but essentially speaking, you can do the X servers, and they count towards your 4 attempts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're probably not late game, so probably check out some of the other videos. But for those that didn't understand what Beast Realm and the concepts of the attempts are in X service, you do actually get 4 attempts that day. So we were able to do Dao Chan yesterday and Motor Chica, which was pretty good, which sort of set us up for today's. Hopefully we can fucking get there. Hopefully we can send it. We need to do 220 of these attempts. So we're going to go there right now. I'm just going to reset. And obviously being arms race, I need to do this anyway. So we're going to click blitz it up there. I think we're very close to 700 stars, which is the last unlock. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, we actually are 690. So we're very, very close to being able to unlock the last one. I don't think we've got enough accuracy. 120% accuracy is not bad. Crit strength is low, attack's low. Did we get a damage bonus? Damage, it's all pretty average. All pretty average. We might give this a quick attempt. Yeah, that looks fine. We'll try to either kill or stun them in round one, and then Moldachika can dash. He's probably gonna Guan Yu's probably gonna no Zhao Yun's probably gonna kill old mate Jia. Not enough damage. Nowhere near enough damage. Yeah. So that's the problem when you blitz it. Chances are you're just going to get a mixed bag of fruit. So you will need to do that individually if you want to progress. You need around 400%, either around 300 to 400 in attack and crit and damage bonus. You need pretty much most of those ones have to be around 300% to push higher. And of course, accuracy needs to be over 120. Preferably 180 is probably where you want to peak it at early-ish. But yeah, for us anyway, we need to go back. For those that are frustrated, no, I'm not going to do the old sneaky reset. I don't really care that much. But we did manage to smash that out. Very, very close though. Not going to lie. Thankfully, we managed to push a little bit further yesterday doing this. So we're going to complete this, and then, of course, we need to do a 10 bomb of premium recruitment. So if you don't know where to get these ones, you can always just spend some gold. Obviously, we don't have to do that just yet. So if we're going to pick a faction, I feel like it's going to be Wei? Yeah. I'm almost done with Shu in the index for the epic, so I think we need to do Wei. I'm sure we'll get I think we get one epic, I can't remember. It's been a while. No epics, we just got a rare, but that's fine. We got some beast souls, which kind of ties into the next bit once we awaken you. You get this little flash on the screen, it's like sexy time, and then all of a sudden it's boom, now you have your jury activated. Honestly, though, it only gives you around 300 million power, which is not bad. I mean, obviously, that's a couple of billion just by activating all your heroes. Is it worth it? Of course, you're going to have to do it anyway. You're fucked if you don't. So it's not really a question of should I, it's just you have to do it. The abilities that they give you is pretty sketchy. So if a hero dies, essentially someone gets a heal. Same with this, guys. This one is under 50% HP, do more damage. And this is the same one, under 50% more damage. This one is crit resistance. So after the first attack for 2 rounds, you get more crit resistance. And this is more crit in its entirety. I don't mind this one 15% chance for an additional bit of crit on Dao isn't that bad, but it's only for 2 rounds. It's kind of like a sub weapon. But yeah, ultimately speaking, this is probably another reason why you want to run the same faction, just because it boosts all of Warlords. Obviously, the protagonist is all characters, and all these things sort of add up. When I say they sort of add up, I mean you're getting HP, attack, defense, you're getting all your raw statistics. And like I said, you're going to have to do it anyway. So, what's this one? Let me check this out. Play Hero Battle. We might as well just do this guy, and I'll give you an example. So, another thing too, if you are an eager beaver and you go ahead and smash all your dailies, you're gonna have to wait so that you can get back into your quest. It's like a 2 hour cooldown as well, so you have to be patient. If you've already jumped ahead and smashed them all, just because you'll need to do the bio quest for some of these characters. Hey, there we go. So we did manage to get to 122. Um, but yes, in terms of this, we probably need to go ahead and start this. Yeah. So we're going to do the 3 challenges today. Then tomorrow we'll do the other 2 challenges, and then after that I'll show you our last one. It's okay. It's you know it's Mount Dungeon basically. You just have to do Mount Dungeon, and then after that you can that's it. You're all done. And then we're going to level some up, and then I'm going to show you the furnace, and hopefully this has made sense so far. Now, if you decided to do it like I did back to front and went with your DPS first, just be aware though, if you do get confused, you won't be able to get past 120. And then I'm going to show you the bonuses after you get past 120, and then we can wrap up the video. So this is pretty much done. We'll try one intercept just to prove that it doesn't count towards it. If it did, that would be fantastic, but I feel like that's probably a no-no. Go ahead there. Sorry if that was you that we attacked. But yeah, basically you can't get it by doing the intercepts, even though it is technically a part of the whole process. The game doesn't want to give it to you that easily. Now, in terms of Old Maid, this guy here, Zhu Jiang, his ones is, if I'm not mistaken, Mount Dungeon. So you can only do 5 battles a day if you buy gold. I think slightly less depending on your VIP levels. So basically you'll need to do this over 2 days anyway. And then of course treasure hunt 100 times, which is fine because we do have the arms race up. So everything kind of worked out okay in terms of us spending a lot of additional resources. You can wait if you are low on gold or resources. You can kind of wait for an event to line up with this, but I would probably recommend, regardless of your strategy, do this one first. It'll help you in the long run. But in terms of the Vermilion Jade upgrading, so you're going to need these things called, I think they're artifact essences. Are they artifact essence? I can't remember. Let me have a look. Where's my bag? Where's my material? Accessory stones. Fucking artifact essences. Accessory stones. So you're going to need these accessory stones, which kind of makes sense why we've been buying them from Celebrate Festival. Arena Shop is where you can get them, which is interesting. We might need to smash a couple of these ones out. Just get our daily horns. Is it worth doing 100 a day? It's actually starting to look more, I guess, valuable to do 60 a day. We're going to do these anyway because, of course, we need to do them for the event. So I'm going to grab those. And so we need to do how many more? So we need to buy 430 gold for 4 more. Fuck it. We'll do it. Hey, we got some stamina pills. We made our money back. Not really, but we kind of did. We kind of did. We'll justify it that way. We made some of the coinage back because we got some stamina, but more importantly, we did grab those horns. So if anyone's curious about where to get horns, obviously you can grab these ones out here if you haven't already got them. But the main place that I would say to get some additional horns is going to be Warlord's Clash. So when that comes out, I know you do get quite a lot as a daily reward, as well as an annihilation token. Unfortunately, this is so sporadic that I feel like you would forget about it if you didn't check every couple of days. I'm sure there's a timer somewhere on the screen, Fucked if I know where it is. But essentially speaking, that's another way to get some more horns. But as you upgrade, you'll probably see the price starts to go up and up and up. Realistically speaking, when you're looking at the damage bonuses, I feel like a lot of players are trying to get there. The 10% accuracy is huge, and it's all players. And this is sort of where I would strategize around. I'm going to show you the DPS, and then obviously I want to start out with this one. But the accuracy plus 10% is absolutely worth pursuing to a 5 star, in my opinion. Mainly because accuracy is a shit of a fucking statistic to get. And being able to get that 10% is actually going to do a lot for your team, particularly in trials and, of course, PvP. But the main thing that you're probably going to take away with this is it is very expensive. So it is going to cost you quite a large amount of these accessory stones. I'll give you an example of the DPS though. So these guys, and I think this is the right one. So these guys actually get 8% crit. So at 3 star, I mean, 8% crit isn't bad. Obviously, crit gives more damage, particularly if you're running trials and you got the crit bonus damage as well. That's where I thought I was looking at. I was like, that's a good stat to have. More crit is never a bad thing for Lubu, Motochika, couple of the other heroes, but in reality, you probably want to push your main protagonist first just to get that bonus for accuracy. Accuracy is huge. Plus, it's all as well. Doesn't discriminate. 100k attack is nice. Obviously, it's just a bonus stat, but that's my opinion. In terms of how to get this outside of events, well, this is where it gets a little bit more spicier. Now, I have no fucking idea what this smelting point is. I think I've, like many players, probably spent like half a billion silver. I pretty much spent all of my fucking of these things because we really don't use them anymore, and you only get like 8. It's for the amount that you fucking put in there. You really don't get a lot. Even if it went maximum here, I get 293. But that's a lot of silver that you essentially are wasting there. So even though it's like, you know, you got to justify this. You do need silver in this game. So by sacrificing all your silver, you actually are going to hurt yourself. I would say. I mean, even if you did 100 million, say 100 million silver, how much is that? How many of these things do I get? I get 106 for 100 million silver. Is that worth it? Probably is. But before we go and do anything drastic, I would like to remind the community that you can in fact get some of these from Arms Race and of course Celebrate Festival. So we're going to do the drums, try and get those additional silver ones. Let me just jump into the shop. And where are you? Where are you? There we are. So you can actually get 200 accessory stones for your silver merit badges. Of course, that means you're competing with things like, obviously, the epic star karma chest if you're trying to push stargazing, ascension stones, and of course the overall quillions as well. But I mean, at this stage of the game, I still feel like it's probably going to help you a little bit more if you start to push towards accessory. Obviously, the temptation to get the relic crystals and the engraving crystals, the advanced forms, is there, but you'll need to make your choice. I think for us it's okay. We're gonna get 184. I just want to start it out very. I want to start out on the right foot. I want to get most of these guys up, and I probably just want to get them to 1 star and then mainly focus on the protagonist. But like you can see, it's 170 of these that you need to do. Now, if you do max out and keep pushing the arena, obviously you can get 30 a day, but you will have to spend a lot of additional tokens to get those 30 a day from the horns. Did we get any more? No, we didn't. So, like I said, I think we got 13 and we essentially maxed it out with 60 pushes. So you probably need to double or triple that to get all of the ones every day. And of course, you need to factor that into your budget as well. But for me, I think what we can do is maybe we can just smelt that 100 million gold, or silver, sorry. 100 million gold, that would be nice. Yeah, we'll just smelt that. That's fine. So a bit of a quick fix. It's not going to hurt us that much because we've got some in reserve. But of course, you do want to keep around a little bit of silver though. And in terms of power boost, I mean, I think you get what, I don't know, like 50 to 100 million. It's not really much in the grand scheme of things at this level. Obviously, that is early game. It sounds like big numbers, but it really isn't. But there you go. That's essentially what the process is. Would I recommend doing your protagonist first? Absolutely. Would I recommend upgrading her talents first? Absolutely. Try to get them to 5 to get that accuracy bonus for everyone. But now that we've done that, another thing to point out, we did do a power up before this. Sorry, but not sorry. I just couldn't be bothered speaking for another hour, plus this video, plus the arms race video that we're going to have to do after it. But yeah, anyway, we did manage to get a full set of Vanquisher on everyone, so I'm happy about that. We did get Lou, who finally got him a legendary Heaven's Scripture, which is fantastic. We'll start to work on, I think I'm working on Motor Chicas at the moment to get that one up. Whether or not he sticks around on the team, I am uncertain going into the Mythic era. However, he seems to be pretty good. I'm pretty happy with his results so far. What else can we upgrade? So it's telling me to upgrade the rank. Oh yeah, let's do a couple more ranks. Sure. I think I got enough. I need to awaken you. So that's another thing to point out. If they're not awakened, you can't like level them up above 120. So I guess that's that's an obvious choice there. Now I don't have enough to get the protagonist guy up yet, so that's something that we'll have to work on. However, once you do get past level 120, so you need to be at 121 to activate this. Thus, the reason why you need to do your main protagonist first. But once you do upgrade it, you can then start to unlock the senior palace ranks. So overall, it's all stats plus 5%, and they are, I think, additive, not multiplicative. So it's 5%, then an additional 6%, then an additional 7%. So it's pretty good. Let's see how much it's going to cost us. I feel like this is probably going to cost us maybe 5,000. Little over 5,000, maybe closer to 7,000. I'm guessing here. It's all guesstimates. I don't want to invest too overly in this one because I do want to get everyone to Sky first. That's probably a better strategy. But as an example, it can't hurt me doing old mate Lou, trying to push him up. Get those extra 5% stat bonuses. It'd be cool if it was all warlords though. That would be pretty broken. Actually, I think it might have. Yep, no, it definitely cost us a little more than 5,000. That's for sure. Um, Maybe around 7 to 8,000. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. But you do, of course, get those 5%. And of course, you can do that for this guy here. But like I said, I think I need to just restart saving. You need about 30 to 32,000 of these sky ones. Sorry, the training pills to get the sky. So I'm gonna have to start hoarding again for that. I probably will do either the main protagonist because I want to get her. I want to get the main protagonist up a little bit, or I may do Zhu Jiang. Yeah, I may do Zhu. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you reckon I should do MC or Zhu and get them up? In terms of you though, what do you get? Now I'm fucking curious. Mm, no. I was wondering, I was hopeful. I'm like, maybe they'll give you a plus all to everyone. But no, that would be too nice of the game. That would be too nice. What are we close to is the next question. Obviously that's pretty cool. So we get the purple up there. Um, hmm. What are we close to? Outfit? Transformation? No. Outfit. We're at 264. We need to get to 270 and then we get some additional attack. That'd be nice. I don't think we're going to be able to do that, however. But what we can do is the last bit of the video, which will be a little bit of a power up, nothing crazy, of course. We are going to finally 6-star old mate here. We're going to get him to 6-star. Let's go. And then, of course, what else is there? We're not going to awaken you just yet. So we got you to 6-star. I feel like we've got most of our team to 6-star now. I think everyone's at 6-star, except for Mochiga, which is at 7. So next event we're gonna get Lou up to 6-star, and in our reserves, is there anyone else that we can upgrade? Yes, there is. Spot on. 75. Let's go there. Even though that's just for the affinity, we're still going to rank him up. Why not? He still technically adds to the overall power because he's in that slot. Granted, doesn't really do too much. But the index scores, ladies and gentlemen, we're always hunting down fucking index scores. So let's just rank this guy up. Let's see if we can get across the line. One more level. I think we should be able to get one more level with this guy. Hey, let's go. So we got a damage increase by an extra 0.5%, and that put us at 12 billion power. Is there anyone else? Is there anything else? What can we do? We can pull you out. I feel like shards. So you only get one shard. Now, if I remember correctly, if PB puts his fucking thinking caps on, he does have 110 up there. Wrong button. So he does have 110 up there. And if we can somehow manage to get into the top 8, no, the top 5, which is very, very possible to get into the top 5, maybe even the top 3, that will probably help us out a little bit more. If we get into the top 3, I'd say then we can get our next wing set, which will help us. But even if we only get into the top 5, I could potentially I would have enough of the gold merits to do it. We could probably just get that shard there and finish off our wings to the first level. I think it's Thunderfire or Blazing. I forget what it's called. But that wouldn't be a terrible investment / strategy. Obviously, that additional damage reduction will be nice. I think we might do that this time around. What about the charms? Charms are pretty much the same. I'm going to be waiting for the Generation 2 now that I know what the fuck's going on with Gen 2. They look pretty spicy. I'm not going to spoil anything though. They do look spicy. Gen 3 and Plus look even better. The beasts look amazing as they progress in the Mythic as well. To be fair, I am excited about building some of those beasts that I saw. Is there anything exciting going on here? Stark armor. Weapons. Kind of the same. It feels like there's less here for some reason. Probably because there's more tabs. Of course, if you are thinking about building your mythic heroes, I probably would invest in grabbing an outfit for that 7% all stats. That's pretty good. In terms of transformation, of course, here is an option if you haven't been blessed yet to get a lot of those paper charms or the full charms themselves. You can always go ahead and use your merits to buy some of the transformations here. Would I recommend it? Probably not. I think it's a wiser decision to work on your wings and your charms. Particularly, you're gonna have to be thinking about it from an investment strategy. Your mythic charms are going to be a little bit more valuable. Obviously, players are still going to be using the other ones like this one, River Overlord. Increased crit is nice. Extra damage is nice. And it targets the player with the lowest HP, which is nice. And it actually has extra... This is a nice charm. This is a nice finishing you off charm. This is the happy ending charm right here. Oh, look, it's called River Overlord. It's definitely a finishing off for happy ending times. Yeah. What does it do at 4-star? Now I'm curious. 5-star. Ignores, obviously, defense. Oh, extra combo damage and strength. Yeah. And increased total crit rate. Total crit rate increased by 50% for 2 rounds. I don't know if that's your party though, because it doesn't. This is the tooltip at its best. Total crit rate increased by 50% for 2 rounds. If target is below 50%, you do extra damage. Awaken and upgrade to 5-star to activate, obviously. But doesn't really talk about whether or not your team member gets that extra 50% crit rate. Which would be interesting if that was the case, because obviously that's why everyone uses this bad boy. But I figure it was just for the happy endings. Interesting. Let's watch what it does. This may be the next one that I buy. Okay, so it hits 2 targets, lowest HP. Let me see if it buffs. Yep, it does. It actually buffs everyone's crit. Okay, very interesting. So I was looking for the animation to see that the crit up symbol was on the team. Okay, well, I think we'll probably end it there. I don't think there's anything else that I can upgrade. One last look. We got 50 of those. That's not going to be enough. We got some beasties. I really don't think there's anything that we can do at this stage, is there? I was pretty thorough when I went through it last time. Combo charms is not much there. I could focus and get Moonlight Dance. Maybe I need to start buying some ruins. I think I'm going to start buying ruins for Moonlight Dance. Hmm. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're hitting that like, subscribe, notification button if you haven't already. This kind of video is not really for the newer players, which I probably will say in the thumbnail. But I will be doing a, I guess, mini power up slash. Well, yeah, it's going to be on the Yawning Way. So I do have quite a lot of resources from Billionaire to cover on that one. And obviously, I almost have 500 of the gold merit badges. So I'm not sure what direction I'm going to take the account in. We'll have to see. We'll dive in that little fucking quandary together. And obviously cover the arms race in a little bit more in depth if you're curious to watch that. I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.